Welcome back, boys. We're going to be going over a highly requested video right now, okay? This is how to eat to get lean, okay? Building muscle while losing fat is completely possible. I know I get a lot of questions on my Instagram asking me, did you ever bulk to get your physique? Should I go into a bulk right now if I'm skinny fat? What is a body recomp? What is a lean bulk? I'm going to explain all of that right now, break it down as simply as I can, and answer literally any question you possibly could have about diet and explain the best way to be eating to get this lean aesthetic look. So without further ado, let's jump into it and let's explain everything that you would need to know, all right? Okay, so everyone on social media talks about if you want to lose weight, you want to lose fat, just eat in a calorie deficit, okay? But you'll notice a lot of guys will cut down, but they'll end up in this skinny fat phase, okay? Some of you guys have probably tried that calorie deficit, but you aren't getting the results that you actually want. The reality is it's not that simple, especially if you're trying to get that lean muscular look where you have the veins coming up, your abs are tight. Instead of just focusing on that deficit, you need to focus on the quality of the food that you're eating, okay? You can't just eat in a deficit and go eat McDonald's every day and expect to get this lean aesthetic look. So instead, you actually need to understand your macros and need to balance everything properly. Okay, so macros. What are they? How to actually use them? I know you guys have heard this word a lot. It seems overcomplicated. I'm going to make it as simple as possible, all right? The biggest reason that you guys are still in this skinny fat phase and you can't get rid of that last layer is because of your protein intake. Okay, you guys aren't eating enough protein, and that's why when you cut down, you end up losing muscle, you look deflated, you kind of get this sick look. You should be aiming for at least 30 to 40% of your calories to come from protein. Now, the next one is going to be carbs. Carbs are your fuel for your workouts, okay? You need to make sure you're eating enough carbs before you go lift. If you're not getting a good pump, it's because you're not eating enough carbs. So you should be aiming for at least 30 to 40% of your calories to be coming from carbs. Now, fats. Everybody thinks fats are bad. I shouldn't be eating fats. But the reality is they're actually really key to getting that lean look. You need to use them to keep your hormones in check, right? Testosterone is one of those things that is going to allow you to get a more masculine face, get the chiseled look that you guys want, and really get that lean aesthetic look, okay? They also keep you full and should be included in your diet, all right? I'm going to move this over so you guys can read that last point. You need to be aiming for at least 20% of your calories to be coming from fats. So the best macro split for a lean bulk, a body recomp, if you're in a skinny fat phase right now, is going to be 40-40-20, okay? So when you build out your diet plan after this video, I want you guys understanding that it should be in that ratio. Now, moving on, how do you actually build your own diet plan, okay? I'm going to explain everything that you would need to know in this video. So get out a notepad, make sure you're taking notes, make sure you're actually learning the most that you can from this because I really do this for real, all right? So most of you guys are probably eating 2 to 3 times per day. This is holding you back a ton, okay? Because every time you eat a high protein meal, you trigger muscle protein synthesis, meaning your body starts building muscle. So my clients and I, we eat 4 to 5 times a day, smaller portions. And what this allows us to do is actually build muscle 2 more times per day, 14 times more per week, 56 more times per month, and 672 times more per year. That's why me and my clients get such quick results. We're building muscle at such a faster rate than you guys are, okay? So this is something that you need to be implementing. Instead of eating 2 to 3 big meals, feeling bloated after, I want you guys to break it into smaller portions and eat 4 to 5 times throughout the day. This is like 3 to 4, high protein meals of like meat, rice, potatoes. This is going to be like protein oatmeal, Greek yogurt, a protein shake. All of that is good, but we want to be eating a high protein meal 4 to 5 times a day instead of just that 2 to 3 times. Okay, so how much should you actually be eating to get lean? The way I approach dieting is way different than you guys usually see online. Most coaches, everyone thinks that you need to go into 1,000-calorie deficit to get lean. That's just not the truth, and it's what's causing a lot of you guys to be skinny fat, to end up losing all of this muscle that you built up on your so-called bulk, okay? Instead, you should be eating at or only 200 to 300 below your maintenance. You need to be focusing on a really high protein diet and use daily fasted cardio, okay, to create more of a deficit instead of just cutting a ton of calories. The reason that we don't want to go into a massive calorie deficit is because when you do that, your body goes into starvation mode. And when it's in starvation mode, it actually holds onto those fat stores as its reserve energy source. So when you do 1,000 calorie deficit, your body's actually going to make it harder for you to lose the fat. Instead, we fuel our body, we get good pumps, right? But we eat in a slight calorie deficit and add in daily cardio in the mornings on an empty stomach to really push that deficit further. Okay, so what foods should you actually be eating? Okay, so for protein, you have beef, steak, eggs, chicken, turkey, Greek yogurt, protein powder. Those are going to be all good sources of protein, and you should be eating them throughout your day. Now, carbs, you have white rice, potatoes, oats, fruits, honey, green vegetables. All of those things are going to be, good carb sources that will allow you to get a good pump, that will fuel you throughout your day, and really make sure you have energy. All right. And then in terms of healthy fats, what you should be eating is avocado, peanut butter, olive oil, butter, ghee, yogurt, nuts, almonds, peanuts, pistachios. All those are going to be good, healthy sources of fats. Make sure your hormones are in check. Make sure you're still producing testosterone, all of the good stuff. All right. You guys need to stop overcomplicating it. You need to focus on whole foods only for 2 to 3 months, and your entire body composition will change. I promise you, okay? So cut out the bad foods. When you guys see something you know it's unhealthy, don't eat it. Instead, fuel yourself with the right foods to get that look that you guys are all chasing, all right? So how do you structure your day around food? So the way that I like to do it is by starting with intermittent fasting. If you guys haven't heard of this, basically it just means stop eating 1 to 2 hours before bed and then don't eat until 3 to 4 hours after you've been awake. Okay. I like to go with the saying, earn your first meal, go do cardio, put the work in. We're hunters. We go out and kill what we eat. Okay. Stop stuffing yourself with food before you've worked out. And whether that's cardio, a deep work session, don't just eat as soon as you wake up. Okay. After you earn your first meal, then you're going to want to focus on 1 to 2 high carb meals to fuel your lift. Okay. This is things like eggs and potatoes, rice and beef. And then after your workout, you're going to want to aim for another high protein meal within an hour of training, right? This is that anabolic window. This is when your body is going to build muscle at a much faster rate after you just worked out. So fuel yourself. You can eat whatever's being cooked at home, but make sure there's enough protein in it, okay? So I was able to build muscle all throughout high school. I would cook my own, lunch, I would cook my own breakfast, and then I would eat whatever my mom was cooking at dinner. I just always tried to make sure that there was some sort of protein inside of that meal, all right? So before bed, this is going to be a cheat code, right? Like I said, you don't want to just eat 2 to 3 times a day. You want to eat 4 to 5 times with smaller portions. Before bed, ideally, you're eating another meat plus egg meal, okay? Ideally, it's beef because beef is really rich in micronutrients. And what this will do is allow your testosterone to build while you sleep, okay? So this is how you wake up full of testosterone. You start, optimizing your hormones and really get that lean aesthetic look we're all chasing. Okay, this is the real secret to getting lean. This is the thing that you guys are all waiting for. This is the best part of the video. This is the thing that will allow you to maintain a lean physique year round while you still build muscle. It's cardio. I know it's not pretty. It's way simpler and easier than you think, though. I'm not talking about hours of cardio. I'm not talking about something super intense like running every day, right? The only thing you need to implement to start losing that last layer of fat is going to be 5 to 7 days of fasted cardio, low intensity, steady state cardio. This is literally just walking on the treadmill or Stairmaster, right? For 20 to 30 minutes every morning. If you don't want to go to the gym for a workout in the morning and then go for a workout later in the day, walk around your neighborhood. Throw a hoodie on, throw some sweats, take your dog out on a walk. Just get that early morning movement when you're on an empty stomach because your body doesn't have any carbohydrates in it. And when it doesn't have any carbs in it, it's going to directly burn the fat stores. This is why it is so much better to do this morning movement than to just do cardio before your lift, right? Now, doing cardio is going to put you into a fat burning state, especially when it's done fasted. So in the mornings, you go into a fat burning state, and then after your lift, you'll be in another fat burning state. So for most of you guys, you do your cardio after your lift. The reality is you can actually boost that fat loss so much more if you go into a fat burning session earlier in the day and then another fat burning session later in the day. All right. This is key. Okay, so anybody can do it with the right plan. This is one of my online personal training clients. He's up 6 pounds since that first photo on the left and has gotten leaner than he's ever realized was possible. Okay, the thing is, he's actually eating more food than he ever was before. And it's all just the right foods with the right daily system so that he can stay in a fat burning state all day. This is a night and day difference. When he sent me this check-in photo, I literally was like mind blown. That it shows that it doesn't just work on me, right? I'm lean all year round. Most of you guys will be like, "Oh, genetics, this and that." But the reality is anybody can do it when they implement this system, all right? So if you're still skinny fat after watching this video, it's because of this, all right? I just gave you literally every bit of information that you could possibly need to build muscle, to lose fat at the same time. It's the same strategy I used to get to 6% body fat and win a bodybuilding show at 19 years old, right? The difference between you, my client that I just showed you, and me is that you guys do not have the right plan, okay? You go throughout your day eating whatever you think is enough, half tracking your food, not knowing about how much protein you're hitting. So what I want you to do after watching this, go back, rewatch it, take notes, implement all of the strategies, stop drifting throughout your day. Create a plan to follow, execute on it, and get the exact result that you're looking for. If you want to work with me one-on-one, you want to join my team, you want to get results like my guy Tyler that I just showed you, you can book a call link in the description of this video, or you can go follow my Instagram and send me a DM. I respond to all my DMs. I'll give you personalized advice, and we'll get you right, bro. All right, so after watching this, I hope you guys took a ton of value. I have a bunch more presentations coming out like this. I'll mix them in with the raw talks. I'll mix them in with the gym vlogs, and we're all going to get that exact result that we're chasing, all right? Go kill it, boys. I appreciate you guys for making it this far. Like, follow, subscribe, all the good stuff, and let's win, all right?